we had this big house at Agate, the second largest house in the village. And the biggest one is north of us, just one house north of us, belonging to Esther Chaco. Esther Chaco is the daughter of Dolores Chaco, my mother's sister, was married to Frank Chaco. They got the biggest house in Agate, and they have the bedrooms upstairs. On the lower level, they have this big store and pool tables and everything. And to the west of us, my uncle, it was a DeTorres, who was the principal of the school. But they're very critical of us because we own the saloon, and which was like a bar, and we sold beer and wine and groceries and soft drinks and everything. So anyway, we're not the richest, but we're pretty well to go. Probably upper middle class there in Agate, because we have my uncle as our jack of all trades that took care of our house and our surrounding grounds and everything, and I had a nanny. Anyway, Mom and Dad decided to sell the house, and my mom put it up for sale and sold it for I think it was $1,500. That house now in Guam will probably cost over $1 million, according to the prices in Guam today. Anyway, we moved to Agania, and Mom was looking for a house to buy. But before we bought, we rented a place in a little town called San Antonio. And we were paying something like $5-10 a month for a pretty big house, 3-4 bedroom house with everything. And the reason why I remember that is because we were playing outside and all that stuff, and I was running home, and I tripped on the cement entrance part to the house, and I almost broke my knee here, and I still got the scar. Anyway, the woman or the people who bought the house in Agate, the lady used to walk to Agania, which is about 7 to 8-10 miles, and pay Mom $10 a month. There was no contract, no nothing. It was a handshake when she sold the house, and that's it. Anyway, Mom kept looking for a place to buy and everything. She finally found this house. It's like a duplex. There's 2 houses, and in between those 2 houses, attached of course, is the kitchen, and part of it dining room and everything. It was a really nice house, and our neighbor was a white couple. He was a doctor, and we don't know them very well, but they had this big house, 2-story and really modern. And they don't have any kids or anything, so they're really quiet. We didn't get to know them, but they were our neighbors. Anyway.
And what year was this, Dad?
This was probably 1940.
Okay.
39 to 1940. Anyway, my brother Ken and I because the house that my mom bought was right beside the river, and there was a bridge there, really nice river, pretty wide, maybe 15-20 feet wide. Nice current and everything. And my brother Ken and I, we dredge it and make it big. And this is one area right beside our house, so we can go swimming and dive down in there, which we did. And we're always swimming there. One thing I'm gonna say, was nasty, but my brother Kid and I used to cock in our hands and threw it, the cock at each other. Anyway, we do that all the time. And the neighbor's kid will come in and we tell him, if you want to swim here in our swimming pool, we'll call it a swimming pool because we dredge it out real nice. And you better not caca here because the only people allowed to caca is my brother Ken and I. And the river's really clean because the prisoners every week, because the Guamanian, they throw all kinds of garbage into the river, and that river, go out into the ocean. And
What was the river's name?
I'll be darned, I don't know.
Okay.
But so the prisoners every week they come around and they clean all the stuff. It's really clean. And anyway, that's about our entertainment, so to speak. So the houses in Guam, it's either made out of brick or concrete, solid concrete, or there's no coconut thatch, there's no such thing not at that time, the 1930s, late 30s and 1940s. But the house we bought, beautiful house, but there are two houses in one, separated by a kitchen there attached to it and everything. And the houses, if it's not brick or concrete, or they're made out of wood and everything like the States. But they're usually elevated about 4 or 5 feet. And I was down there one time. Oh, incidentally, on the floor, it's made out of ephel for the floor wood. One of the most beautiful, when it's polished, and the most durable wood, harder than the hardwood here in the States, which is oak. Anyway, one of my job is Maria makes sure of that, wax it, and this coconut, they got this coconut, aged coconut, they cut it in half, and they take out the shell and everything, and they use that for scrubbing. And when you scrub, they look so beautiful, and it's kind of maroonish color. Oh, really beautiful wood. It's ephel, they call it. Anyway, when I'm not doing that and goofing around, I go under our house and play around there. Oh, I found a lot of artifacts, coins, bones, and all that stuff. And there was a wire sticking out of the ground underneath the house. And I'll never forget it because I was playing and that wire scratched me, and I still, that was back in 1939, and this is 2013, and I still got the scar right there. Anyway, that was the house after we moved out of the rental that we were renting. And after that, I can't remember of anything. Fast forward, December 8, 1941. We always go to church. My dad go to church 7 days a week. We don't. I didn't. And with Ken and I know Jesse did, or Maria. And we went to church December 8 at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. And after church, probably 8 o'clock, we were just coming out of the church. And beautiful morning. And we saw this 9 plane. Then we don't know it was Japanese then, but we saw this 9 plane flying just. So we go out the door of the church. We saw the plane to our left, going down, toward the southwest part of the island, heading toward the Naval Air Station in Sumai. Jesse, that day, went to work at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how he got there. Probably took the jitney, which is a bus.
And he worked at Sumai?
Sumai Naval Air Station in the kitchen or in the dining room. Anyway, he was what? Probably 14 years old. And then we saw this 9 plane. They dove down. Yeah. And then we saw them going up. And then we saw smoke and fire. And we didn't know at the time they were dropping bombs at Sumai Naval Air Station. And then my dad rushed us home and everything, turned on the radio, and the announcement was Japan just declared war in the United States, and they just instantaneously, that same time, dropped bomb in Pearl Harbor, which was December 7, in Guam December 8, the same day, except the international deadline separate the dates. So my mom rushed into the house, the bedroom and everything, and gathered some belongings and everything, and we all went into the jungle. A bunch of people. We were stepping on each other. The jungle, getting into the jungle, which couldn't be more than 3 or 4 miles away. And we were there and we're listening to the radio and all that stuff, portable radios. Believe it or not, we still have portable radio in 1941 in Guam.